In a world where goods and services flow freely across borders, global trade is the lifeblood of modern economies. But what happens when a country decides to restrict these imports to protect its own countries? This is where trade protectionism comes into play. Historically, trade protectionism has had significant impacts. During the Great Depressions, protectionist policies like the Smooth Hawley Tariff Act exacerbate the global economic downturn, and in recent years, we've seen its relevance in events like Brexit and the ongoing trade war between the US and China, reshaping global trade dynamics. And for consumers, understanding trade protectionism is key to grasping why prices change and why certain products may become scarce. A balanced scale symbolizing the balance between protecting domestic industries and maintaining international trade.
Hi, my name is AMIRUL, and I'll be presenting about the introduction of trade protectionism. So, what is trade protectionism? Trade protectionism refers to the economic policies of restricting imports from other countries through methods such as tariffs on imported goods, import quotas, and variety of other government regulations. Protectionist policies are designed to protect domestic industries and workers from foreign competition by raising the price of imported goods and making them less competitive against domestic products. Understanding trade protectionism is crucial because it helps grasp its economic impacts, such as protecting local jobs and industry while potentially raising consumer prices. It is vital for analyzing global trade relations and the potential for trade wars. This knowledge aids policymakers in balancing the protection of domestic industries with maintaining healthy international trade relationships. As from the previous video, we have shown you the example of historical example like the Great Depressions, where happens in 1929 until 1939, was a severe global economic downturn that affected many countries across the world, illustrate the long-term effects of protectionism, while in modern contexts like Brexit and the US-China trade wars highlight its current relevance. So let's dive into more details. I will pass it to the next presenter. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is IRINA BINTI Muslim, and I'll be presenting on the next part. So there are 4 types of protectionists imposed by governments, which is tariffs. So tariffs are taxes imposed on imported goods. So they are the most common form of protectionism and are used to raise the price of imports, making them less competitive with domestic products. So tariffs can be imposed on an item-by-item basis, focusing on specific industries, or as retaliatory measures in response to excessive duties charged by trading partners. Next is quotas. Quotas are physical limits on the quantity of imports allowed into a country. So they're used to restrict the supply of specific products and give domestic producers a competitive advantage. So quotas can be used to prevent dumping, where foreign producers export product at prices lower than production costs. Third is subsidies. So subsidies are financial support given by governments to domestic producers. They can be direct, providing cash payment, or indirect, offering special savings such as interest-free loans and tax breaks. So subsidies help domestic businesses compete with foreign firms by reducing their costs and increasing their competitiveness. Last but not least is standardization. So standardization is it involves the setting product safety and quality standards that are higher than those of foreign competitors. So this can make it difficult or impossible for foreign products to meet these standards, effectively blocking their entry into the domestic market. For example, the United States prohibits the import of French cheeses that are not aged for at least 60 days, giving US producers an advantage. So that's all from me. I'll pass to the next presenter.
Hi, my name is AZIM bin AZMAN. So today I'm going to present about purpose of trade protectionism. So the purpose is, the first one is protecting infant industries, giving new or developing countries time to mature and become competitive without being immediately overwhelmed by established foreign players. For example, post-World War II, Japan implemented a series of protectionist policies to shield its industries from overwhelming competition by more established Western companies. This measure included high tariff on imported goods, import quotas, and various forms of government subsidies. And second one is preserving jobs. By limiting import and supporting domestic production, protectionist policies can help preserve jobs in key industries that might otherwise be lost to international competitions. For example, protectionist policies have been very good for the steel businesses in the United States. Because the cheapest steel from other nations is coming in, the US government has put tariff and limits on imported steel from time to time. These steps have helped protect jobs in the US steel industries. And last but not least is economic stability. Supporting the local businesses will make the home economy less vulnerable to change and crisis in the global economy. For example, Brazil increased tariff on imported cars to protect his automotive industry, which was suffering from the global downturn. By doing so, Brazil aimed to preserve domestic manufacturing capacity and maintain employment levels. That's all from me. I'm going to pass to the next presenter.
Hi, I'm HUSNA with ZULKIFLI, and I will continue with the ownership of the foreign productions. So, ownership of the foreign productions is referred to the controls of the companies or facilities that produce goods and services in the country other than the company home country. And we have MNC, which is operate internationally when with the headquarters in one country and subsidiaries or branches, they can expand their global reach and diversify their output. And then we have FDI, which is involved acquiring stakes in the domestic company or establishing a new operations in the foreign country, driving economic growth and development. And then we have the foreign individuals, which is can acquire ownership of the assets or company in the foreign country, including real estate, financial instruments, and businesses, or establishing their own in the host country. And then this form of the ownership can has significant economic, social, and cultural impacts on the host country. They can bring in a new investment jobs and technologies, but also raise concerns about the cultural homogenizations, job displacements, and the potential exploitations of the local resources.
Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad. So what is the purpose of ownership and foreign production? The first one is market expansion. Owning production facilities in foreign countries allow the company to effectively enter and expand into the new market. This strategy helps them to bypass trade barriers such as tariff and quotas, making it easier to the market entry. Being closer to the customer enhance their ability to swiftly respond to the market changes, consumer preference, and local demand. By having a physical existence in their market, the companies can reduce the cost shipping and improve the brand recognition, which is lead to increase the market growth. As for example, McDonald's operates their production facilities and restaurants globally, allowing them to adapt their menu to the local preference. They offer McAlotiki burger in India and teriyaki burger in Japan. The second point is reduce the cost. Foreign production ownership often result in a significant cost saving due to the lower production costs in certain countries. The company can take advantage of the cheaper labor, raw material, and operational costs in many developing countries compared to their home countries. This reduction in production costs contribute to the economies of scale, lowering the cost per unit, and the company can price their product more competitively with their profit margin and invest their saving. For example, Apple has set up a manufacturing in China where the expenses for the labor and production are more lower compared to the United States. So that's all from my part. For the purpose of ownership and foreign production, thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is ADDINA SHEDZA BINTI RAHMAN. So for the conclusion part, we'll explore two key forces shaping international trade, which is trade protectionism and also foreign production ownership. So for the first one, protectionism. Just imagine a shield. So that's the idea behind protectionism. Government use tariff, quota, subsidies, and also standards to make imports more expensive or less attractive, giving domestic producers an advantage. So this aims to save jobs, nurture new industries, improve trade balance, and also safeguard national security. But there's a downside. Protectionism can inflate prices for consumers, stifle innovation, and spark trade wars. So instead of walls, companies are building bridges by owning production facility abroad. So this can be done through direct investment, joint ventures, or contracts. Why? Because to access new markets, bypass trade barriers, and also reduce costs with cheaper labor and resources. So it's a win-win for companies. But foreign ownership can raise concern about job losses at home and exploitation abroad. So it's a balancing act. So to conclude this whole presentation, by understanding protectionism and foreign ownership is crucial for navigating the complex world of international trade. Also, by weighing the benefits and drawbacks, policymakers and businesses can make informed decisions for a thriving global economy. So that's all from our group. Thank you.